So now, let's go to 1 Corinthians 3, verse 21. My version is the New American Standard. So then, no one is to be boasting in people. For all things belong to you, whether Paul or Apollos or Peter, Cephas, or the world, or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all things belong to you. Verse 23, you belong to Christ, and Christ belongs to God. 1 Corinthians 4, verse 1. This is the way any person is to regard us, as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. What does your version say?
Starting at 1 Corinthians 4?
Yeah.
So then, let us who minister be regarded as servants of Christ and stewards, trustees, administrators of the mysteries of God that he chooses to reveal.
Look at that. Now, go ahead.
So, let's look at this thing. Let's look at this with God's eyes. We've seen it enough times with our eyes. Let's look at it in God's eyes. What is he saying to the Corinthians? What is the point he's trying to get across to a people he's writing a letter to correct certain behaviors? Okay? So then, let us who minister. In other words, if you're a minister, you ought to count yourself, you ought to see yourself as servants of Christ and stewards. Servant, you know what a servant is, right? You know what a servant is. A servant is who does the bidding of another, because they belong to the other. Am I close?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
doing good. You're doing good.
So a servant does not own the house. He don't own the property. He belongs to somebody else. He is working for somebody else.
He's an ambassador of the kingdom.
It says, be regarded as servants of Christ and stewards, trustees, and administrators. Okay? A trustee and an administrator. What kind of offices are these? What kind of people are these? A trustee is somebody that the owner of the thing picks to watch over it. Like a trustee in a bank. I got money in the bank. I got a big estate. What do I want to do? If something happens to me, who do I want to make sure my money is dealt with properly? It's going to be somebody I pick who is honest and honorable to do that which I want them to do. That's what a trustee is. An administrator, he don't write the rules. He says, these are the rules that's written. I'm going to do this because this is what I've been picked to do. You ought to see yourself in that role, you ministers. Not as somebody to be exalted. I'm just doing a job. God picked me for this. He told me to do it this way. He told me to do it the other. And that's what I'm doing. Okay? As a trustee or administrator of the mysteries of God that God chooses to reveal. You're not doing your own thing. This ain't your show, in other words. This ain't your show.